least 6 people have been shot dead in the latest mass shooting in Khayelitsha in Cape Town. It's one of several such attacks to happen in recent months. Investigations are underway, with police trying to figure out the motive for this latest attack. Let's talk about the situation with Khayelitsha Development Forum Chairperson Ndithini. Ndithini, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. So we have been speaking to you almost every month in recent months here on Newzroom Afrika about mass shootings in Khayelitsha. What's going on?
Man, thank you very much, and good evening, good afternoon to you and your listeners and your viewers. Look, what is going on in Khayelitsha is really, really terrible, because as you are correctly saying, in almost every second month there would be a mass murder of people, more than 5, and we are saying Khayelitsha is really not a jungle. The people of Khayelitsha are law-abiding South Africans. And the manner in which these crimes are taking place, they're turning the area into some form of a low-intensity war area or war zone.
So the provincial commissioner speaking earlier to Atim Tongana in Khayelitsha today said that nothing was being ruled out as far as motive for the attack. Does the community and a forum such as yours have any idea why people are being killed in such a way?
Look, what has been murmured around on the street here is that where we agree with the provincial commissioner on that nothing must be ruled out, but what is the pattern and the close succession of these incidents and the pattern with which they all happen, it tells you a story that it is something in one way or the other smacks very much of the extortion rackets killing each other in Khayelitsha over the loot they make on collecting protection fee from various local businesses.
And were you given any sort of briefing? Were you told anything about what happened last night in Khayelitsha when these 6 people were murdered?
Yes, my brother, we do talk, and people do talk to us, and really we would prefer not to venture to sponsor opinions or formulate views on what we get on the street, so as to allow SAPS to do their investigative work without any of us trying to offer any opinions on this.
And while the SAPS goes through the investigating process, given that we are seeing an increase in the frequency of these attacks, I wonder how willing people would even be to come forward and speak to police officers about what they do know. Is there fear that those who do speak out may face the same fate?
There is such a fear, and more than that, the fear is also created by the presence of rogue elements within the police service itself. General Patekile, in our last interactions with SAPS, reported to the community that they themselves, at SAPS, they've arrested some of their own members who are found on the other side of the law. So yes, the community is fearful of coming out with information because they are fear of reprisal.
And I want to go back to the point you were making earlier. You said the people of Khayelitsha are peace-loving, and you don't believe that they would be driving the surge in crime. Where would you think then that it's coming from? And I appreciate, of course, that you don't know who the perpetrators are, but if it's not the people of Khayelitsha themselves directly involved in this gun violence, who's doing the killing?
It's criminal elements. We do not treat criminals as a peace-loving people of Khayelitsha. My reference to peace-loving, I'm referring to law-abiding, peace-loving Khayelitsha residents.
I've got you.
Criminals must be isolated and be unmasked, my brother.
And you've had during the last mass shooting, right? There was even a visit from the police minister Begicele to Khayelitsha. How helpful has that been?
Look, it has, because there are certain commitments that they've made from their side as SAPS. Look, my brother, what must be categorically clarified here is that the situation that we are facing requires a multi-pronged approach, a multi-stakeholder approach, where business themselves participate, You see, Khayelitsha has got shopping centers, shopping malls, national retailers that are here, banks and everybody who is doing business in Khayelitsha. We are saying, I can throw a number of police officers to what is happening here. The problem, what we are facing here, my brother, needs research, needs a clear and a very sober analysis of the patterns, because if you look at how the people who are being made to pay the protection fee, in the majority are spaza shop owners. And these spaza shops, in their majority, are run by by Somalians specifically. Now, whether the Somalians find it problematic that they pay this money, because this money is in turn used to arm gangs to further criminality. Now, there are these things. This thing is a multi-pronged type of a problem we're facing, which requires all stakeholders to put their shoulder to the wheel.
Do you, or would you agree with the idea that perhaps there is an underestimation of just how sophisticated these criminals are by law enforcement, given what you've said, that these are syndicates that are operating and they clearly have a firm grip, especially on the business community, these informal traders in Khayelitsha and surrounds?
Very much so, my brother. And the other problem that we ourselves as a community structures find, everybody out of desperation, they would say the CPF's supposed to respond. But the CPFs are made to respond against a very well-resourced criminal network. Look, there's an economy, my brother, that is running here on this extortion. These people are collecting up to millions of rands every month. Then the community activists who must guard against them are only old Ndithinis of this world with a torch in hand and a baton, and patrolling the streets against people who collect close to R1 million every month. Without a stipend, our people who patrol these streets must be resourced. All we asked from General Tsele was that let's have a multi-stakeholder approach to resource CPFs, train these CPFs people, resource them adequately, and still deal with the matter of trust building between the community and the police. And this is not going to be one event. It has to be a program that we undertake together.
But then for people such as yourself, Mr. Tyhido, who are part of the community policing forums and trying to tackle the scourge of this crime, have you yourselves never been threatened? Do you not fear for your own safety?
We do. We fear for our safety every day. But what can we do? Because remember, the issue here is that our task as community leaders is always to trade in hope, to give this community hope at all times. But the baddest thing you find is that even when we try to do the things we do, you find the authorities bickering over who controls the police and who controls what. On the one hand, people are dying. So we have no choice, my brother, but to simply be available and try and help this community deal with the situation.
And last one then, do you find that the community members themselves, the residents, are more trusting of yourselves as community organizations than they are of someone in official uniform, i.e. a police officer?
That will be tested. I don't want to blow my own horn, but they do talk to us frequently.
Am I getting you into trouble there, Ndithini Tyhido? Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate all that you do for your community. Thank you very much.